What's up everyone, China Cycling here. You may remember about half a year ago I did a review of the Oladance OWS and I said they were the best way to listen to music safely on the bike. Oladance reached out to me, they've come out with this, the updated OWS Pro. Let's see if these are the new best way to listen to music on the bike. Let's check it out. So in case you missed the last video, I'll quickly run through it. What are these? These are open ear earbuds. So instead of going in your ear or instead of conducting your bones, they're a little speaker, well I say little, this one's pretty big, that goes next to your ear and doesn't block your ear canal. So you're still free to hear what's going on around you, but you get good music quality. So in the last video I said that the original OWS, the OWS ones we'll call them, were the best way to listen to music on the bike. A couple of reasons. Number one, they're super light. Number two, you can hear traffic that's going on around you. And number three, the audio quality is great. So if you have some bone conducting headphones, in my opinion, you don't get a very good bass and the audio quality is a bit wishy-washy. But with these, the audio quality is great, but you can still hear what's going on around you. So these were, in my opinion, the best way to listen to music on the bike. Now, Oladance have since came out with this, the upgraded version, the OWS Pro, and let's have a quick look what's new. So if we put them side by side, we can see there's been an update to the design. The new ones are looking pretty sleek, pretty space-agey, pretty sci-fi, if you will. So one of the things I said about the old one, that the bass was great, especially in comparison to something like shocks. So the old one used like a 16.5 millimeter driver, whereas the driver on the new one is as wide as 23 mil. So it's a 23 mil by 10 mil driver. So you get a much more beefy driver, which gives you a bit more bass. And yeah, that's the most noticeable improvement of these. The bass is now even more refined than before. I'd say the audio fidelity in general is probably a little bit better than the old ones, but the old ones were already so good. You're trying to improve on, you're trying to improve on a 9 out of 10, you can only go to like a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10. So I think this video can be a lot shorter than the old video because most of the info you'll already know from the old video. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, the sound quality is amazing. So depending on how much of an audiophile you are or whatever, you may or may not appreciate that difference. But to me, I get as good audio quality as I can. And so being able to enjoy music when you're riding the bike, obviously, if you're doing a long, slow ride, or if you want some like high-pitched music to try to get your motivation going, it's great to be able to have that nice and loud, nice and clear in your ears, but still hear what's going on around you. Now, when I did the video on the originals, I said they were good, but when I said I was nitpicking and finding some faults, there were some faults with them. The first fault that I said was that you could only connect to one Bluetooth device at a time. So now that has been fixed with the OWS Pro. You can now connect to 2 devices at a time. So for me, I have them connected to my phone and my computer, and that way usually, I'm listening to music or watching videos on my computer, but if I get a phone call on my phone, these switch over to my phone automatically and I can deal with the phone call. So that was something that I thought was missing from the first ones, and that's something they've addressed here. The rest of the improvements are things that I didn't even know I wanted. So again, the one I said at the beginning is the sound quality. These, again, I thought were super bassy, especially compared to bone conducting headphones, and now these are even bassier. So what else is new for the Pro version? So now it comes with a rechargeable case. So the old case didn't recharge it, it was just a case for holding it. Now the case has a built-in battery to recharge the earphones, and now you get 58 hours battery with that case. Absolutely crazy. They will not die. So I ride with these for like 2 hours a day, and I'll probably do some office work or take some phone calls on them for a few hours a day as well. And then in between those, I just put them back in the case. The case now, I've been using it for like 3 weeks. I've still got 50% volume on the case. These things just will not die. More improvements. So when you're answering calls on them now, there's now a total of 6 microphones. So obviously they can do some clever maths to figure out what is the wind noise and what is your voice noise, and then get rid of all the wind noise for you. I've answered some calls while riding, and yeah, no complaints from people on the other end, so that's great. I think they've gone up in weight a bit by 2 grams or something, so a tiny bit heavier, but 2 grams, you can't even notice it. They still sit great on your ear. The whole helmet, earphone, glasses area is a bit complicated obviously, but nothing seems to get in the way of anything. It all sits nice. Let's do the same test as last time, do the head shake and see what happens. So yeah, the glasses fall off,
way before the earphones do. So they are on tight, they're not coming off. You can tilt your head this way, tilt your head that way, and they will not turn off. But for riders, for on the bike, the biggest difference is the audio quality. And that's something that's going to be really hard for me to show you in a video, obviously, because I can't show you what I can hear. I can throw some arbitrary numbers on it. So for audio quality in general, if you put bone conducting earphones at like a 2, and then like the best in-ear monitors at like a 10, I'd say the old ones like a 7.5 or an 8, and then the new ones like an 8.5 or 9. Like, we're really getting there with the quality. I don't dare challenge them to do even better because they might, but these are, I can't see me wanting anything better than this. So I think on the bike, the difference isn't huge between the old ones. The old ones were already plenty comfortable. The old ones were good audio quality. So the main difference now is that your audio quality's got that little bit better. And yeah, you know, your battery life with the charging case has got better, but that doesn't make a difference when you're riding. So I'd say most of your differences, most of the improvements come off the bike. So the ability to connect to 2 devices at once, the charging case, and the focus mode, they're all more off the bike features. So on the bike, the old ones are good, the new ones are great, but off the bike, I do find myself using these a lot more than the old ones just because they sound better and they can connect to 2 devices at once, etc, etc.
Another new feature that I didn't know I wanted until I had it. So these come with what they call focus modes. It's not quite active noise cancelling, but it's as close you can get to something that doesn't cover your ears. So if you're sitting in a room which has a fan buzzing, or you know, some fans in your computer or the air conditioning, you know, you've got some kind of like humming noise, this kind of uses like white noise to drown that out and take the whole level of it all down. Like, it doesn't suddenly go silent, but it kind of just takes the edge off the annoying buzzing or humming and just replaces it with like some lowest level white noise. It's really hard to explain, but it's a very cool feature, especially if you're trying to get some work done in the office, but you still want to be able to hear people when they call you. When I'm working in the office here at Panda Podium, I have these guys on sometimes, and it's cool for like blocking out the rest of the world, but then when your colleagues are shouting you from across the room and you can't hear them, it's not great for communication. So these are great. I can still stay in focus mode, I can still listen to my computer, I can answer phone calls on it, and I can hear what's going on in the office. So bonus. Another thing with the old ones, so occasionally when you're putting them on and off, you'd catch the button, but also if you got really sweaty hands or if you got wet, the sensitivity of this just wasn't quite up there. Now with the new ones, they've improved that by changing it all to this small area here. So this small area here is now the touch zone, and it's a physical button. So now you have a nice little click for when you're playing and pausing, so you're not going to accidentally hit it. You can do all the controls you could do before, sliding volume up and sliding volume down, but if your hands are really sweaty and the sliding doesn't work, then you still have the backup of the physical button to pause and play.
Of course, there is a price difference between the two. I think when I reviewed the originals, they were $150 US, and now these new ones are $230 US or $229.99. So, you know, there's $80 more there, and what you're getting for your $80, you're getting a cool, more premium kind of look, I guess. You're getting the charging case with a built-in battery. You're getting the ability to connect to 2 items at once, yada, yada, yada. So whether or not it's worth the extra $80 is up to you and, you know, your financial situation. If you're after the absolute best audio quality that's still safe when riding your bike, then categorically these are it. If you just after very good audio quality when riding your bike, then the originals also, no problem. Go for those miles above bone conducting headphones. But if you're after something that you can use on and off the bike, around the office and stuff, then I do think the OWS Pro version does have the edge. Like I say, a bit more comfortable for all day wear, longer battery life if you're going in and out the case, and in general, just a more kind of polished product.
For colors, again, we've got some fashionable choices. So these are the ones I've been daily driving, the ceramic white, I believe it's called, or porcelain white, sorry. But then we have this super cool, snazzy, chromy silver color. They call this one luminous titanium, pretty bling bling. Again, fits in with the whole sci-fi edge they've got going on. So you've got luminous titanium, you've got porcelain white, and there are a few other colors too. There's a vivid green, which looks really cool. There's a pearly haze pink, not my jam, but I'm sure some people will like it. And there's a misty black, which is a bit more of a stealth, low-key option.
So in summary, the old OWS, they were the best way to listen to music on the bike, and now the new OWS Pro are the new kings in town. These are the new best way to listen to music on the bike. Which version should you get? Again, it's going to depend on your financial situation, but check links in the description below to see the different prices, see what deals there are or what not. But yeah, can't recommend them highly enough. Let me know in the comments down below if you bought a pair of the originals after my original video. Let me know how you're getting on with them. I've seen a few comments that people have been enjoying them, so that's always good to see. And yeah, see you next time. China Cycling out.